Family, what is going on with y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike, and I'm glad to have you here. Today, I'm coming at y'all with 5 things that help me get closer to God. I know as new believers or people who may have been walking with Christ for some years now, it's sometimes hard to truly get close to God, and there's a lot of things that we need to work on. There's a lot of people that we need to cut off. Maybe there's a lot of things that we need to do to truly walk with Christ fully and get closer to Him. And I'm here to help you. So let's get right into the video. So the first thing that helped me was being around like-minded people. My wife, I always talk about her in every single video that I make. Like, I talk about her, and it's just because she's been such a great influence on my life. She's been such a great influence on my relationship with Jesus, and just she just helped me get closer to God. But then not only that, um being around church folk, like people who actually love God, who truly love Jesus and just want to be better in life, who want to be more like Christ. Like, being around like-minded people is such a blessing, because yes, you're going to have your problems, because we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes and we're not perfect. But when you actually find a body of people who actually, are on that same walk as you, are still learning and growing every single day, it's such a blessing, because you get to hold them accountable. They hold you accountable. You get to share in the hard times and times where you may feel like giving up, because in this walk, you're going to want to give up. Like, there's going to be times where, you may not want to do this walk anymore, because it's not for the weak. Like, you truly have to be strong. You truly have to be, you have to have that endurance, and you have to keep your faith. And there's times where I want to lose my faith, where I just feel like giving up. Like, man, I'm not seeing God come through for me in the way that I think He should be coming through for me. And there's times where my wife has to remind me, like, yo, she has to speak into me. She has to speak life into me. That's another thing. When you have like-minded people, you can speak life into one another, because like I said, times where you just feel like giving up, you have to speak life. Proverbs 18:21, life and death is in the power of the tongue. When you speaking life into somebody, you don't even know how much that does for that person. I know when I'm getting life spoken into me, when somebody tells me, not even something good that I want to hear, something good that's tickling my ears, but just speaking the word of God into me, like, it builds me up so much, and it makes me feel like so reassured, and I just feel so much more strengthened, and I have so much more life inside of me, because the word of God is being spoken into me. The second thing I want to talk about that helped me get closer to God is when I'm praying, I allow God to talk back. So I don't just pray and go about my day. Like, no, I actually pray and I listen for His voice. I pray and I actually yearn to hear what He has to say, because a lot of times people pray and they just go on about their day. They pray and they just continue to do what they do, but it's like, no, you actually have to sit there with God. You have to give Him time to talk back, because God has a great message for you. I don't know what the message could be. Like, it could be short, it could be long, it could be anything, but allow God to talk back. Don't just make it a one-way conversation, because God speaks to you in many different ways. Even if He doesn't talk to you directly after you pray, like, it could be something an hour now, like an hour from now, or maybe even a day from now. Like, just allow God to talk back. And that's one thing that really helped me, because like, before, when I used to pray, before I actually had a relationship with God, before I started, truly walking with Christ, I would pray and I would see things, like God would come through for me. um but I just really had no proof, and I would just, I was living in sin. I was living in my sinful lifestyle. But when I actually started walking with Christ, when I actually started getting closer to Him and actually praying with meaning, and like praying for understanding and to hear from Him, it changed my whole life. Because now when I pray, I make sure that I'm hearing what He has to say. I make sure that it's a two-way conversation, that I'm actually giving Him time to speak, and I'm actually having an open ear and listening for His word. Third thing that helped me was reading the Bible to actually understand it. Now, I know for me, when I started reading the word, um, I would literally just rewrite all of the verses that I read, and then I would try to write it in a way that I would understand it, because I know like certain translations, like it may be kind of hard to confuse. Like I know for me the KJV, I understand it because I've read different translations, but even then there's still some things where I'm like, why did this word get used? Or like I'm searching up definitions and stuff like that. But certain translations, especially if you're a new believer, like the KJV may be very hard for you to understand. But one thing that helped for me was actually rewriting the verse and writing down what I understood from it, what I took from it. And that truly helped me like expand my knowledge and just get a better, like truly a better understanding. And another thing that helps too is using a Bible study guide. So when you use a Bible study guide, like it can give you reflection questions or context, like it really helps and advances your knowledge and your wisdom of what the word says. And I actually have a Bible study guide that I use that I created myself, and it really helps a lot. Now it is kind of long because it goes really in depth into the word, and that's something that I feel like a lot of believers need, is to actually go in depth instead of actually reading just for the sake of reading. Like don't just read just to say that you read the Bible. Like no, read it to actually understand it, because even in the smallest of details, God is always talking, and it's up to you. Your job is, when God is talking, is to listen, to understand, to take it in, and to share it with people, to spread the good news, to spread the gospel. But if you guys are interested in the Bible study guide that I've created, you can click the link in the description below, and like let me know what you think, because improvements are coming. It is something that I just started a few weeks ago, but like I really feel like it's something that has helped me. But I have used previous guides, and that's helped me along. Now, the fourth thing that helped me was watching sermons. Now, I'm not gonna get all into different preachers and pastors or whatever, but I know watching sermons from the pastors that I really resonated with, it helped me a lot. One pastor that I really resonate with is Dr. Eric Thomas, or Pastor Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas, he's the hip hop preacher. If you know, you like he be bringing that word. But I really resonated with him because, like, I don't know, just I guess his preaching style and just the things that he would say, like his story, and he just brought so much passion and life to the word that it truly helped me understand it in another way that I wouldn't have been able to understand it on my own. And then also, of course, I got to give a shout out to both of my pastors, Pastor Rich and Pastor Tasha from my church, the Well Church VA. You can go tune in on YouTube, Facebook. Um, yes, we stream online as well. But having good pastors, watching good sermons helps along the way, because especially if you can understand what they're saying, if you can understand the message that is being preached, not only that, if they're actually teaching things of the Bible, if they're biblical preachers, because there's a lot of preachers, there's a lot of pastors out here that preach what they want to preach, or prophesy what they want to prophesy. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but that's another thing that helped me in this walk and getting closer to God. But that's all I got for today. These are 5 things that help me get closer to God, help me in my walk with Jesus. And if this helps, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, share with your family, turn on those post notifications, because we got more videos coming. And if you guys are interested, again, don't forget to go check out the guide in the link in the description below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know something that helps you guys in your walk with God, because maybe it's something that I could add to my walk. Maybe it's something that I can do and I could, put into practice in my life. But let me know, one thing that helps you in your walk. And, but I love y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one. It's time.